How are you doing today?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
My name's Jay. I'll be your PT today. We're going to kind of go through an eval. You just kind of came in for some pain on that medial side of the ankle. Can you kind of tell me what's going on?
Yeah, I just came in. I've been having some pain, more so on my left, a little bit in my right. But yeah, it's just been hurting. Hurting a little bit, just kind of on the inside part there.
Okay. Do you have any numbness or tingling that kind of shoots down through there?
No.
Or is it just kind of what kind of pain do you get?
It's kind of like an achy pain.
Okay.
The only time I really get numbness and tingling is, it's gotten better now, but sometimes it'll go down kind of the back of my leg, like if I hinge a little bit like that, but up front it doesn't really do that. It's just more of an achy.
And that's kind of going back down that like thigh area?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Sometimes so if I like hinge at my hips or something, I can feel it, like especially like from the back of my knee down to like my heel, but that's been like separate. That's separate to like what's been going on here.
Okay. When did this kind of all take place? Like when did it start?
I'd probably say a month ago, maybe. I started getting back into running. I kind of got roped into running a half marathon, and so
Congratulations.
Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of started when I first started kind of getting back into running. Is when I really first started noticing it, and I really only feel it most of the time when I run.
You only feel it when you run?
Yeah, like it'll.
Do you have any symptoms kind of after you run, like right after?
It'll linger for a little bit, but eventually it'll go away.
How long do you think it takes to go away?
It varies no more than like 45 minutes, like at the most. Like for the most part, generally once it kind of get cooled down, calmed down, relaxed after the run, it'll kind of go away.
Okay. Has this been something, so you kind of said it came on a month ago and you got back into running. You were running something we did in the past?
I did, yeah. I used to run a little bit, and I've done half marathons before, but that was, the last race I ran was like high school and 30 pounds ago, so.
Same for all of us.
Yeah, but, yeah.
Okay.
I've run in the past. I've run some races in the past, but.
Anything back then?
No, not usually.
Okay.
Not usually.
Anything that makes it better or worse?
Better, not running.
Okay, so just some rest.
Yeah, rest. Worst, I've noticed, and I've kind of played around with it, when I start my run, if I go out too hot, like if I come out too fast.
With like a higher tempo?
With a higher tempo, higher pace, that'll flare it up quicker.
Okay.
So I've kind of noticed that if I'm running and I start to feel it, I just tend to slow my pace down a little bit, and it seems to help a little bit, but it's still there.
Okay. Do you take anything over the counter just to maybe help with pain?
Yeah, I'll alternate between Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Okay.
And then I'll ice. Sometimes I'll either throw an ice bag over my shins, or I've made ice cups to where I can.
Okay.
Just really.
How often are you taking Tylenol or ibuprofen?
A couple times a day, like every 6 hours or something like that. Yeah. I'll take something in the morning, and then usually midday, and then like right before I go to bed.
Typically help? For the most part?
For the most part. Usually there are days I'm not running, just to try and stay on top of it.
Okay. Do you have any, do you experience any of the pain, or the reproduction of pain, like during the morning, or at nighttime, anything like that?
Not really, no. Time of day just depends on when I run. If I run in the morning, it'll hurt in the morning, and then if I run in the afternoon, it'll be afternoon. It might be a little achy, maybe if I do it, but yeah, it's not.
What about right now? Looks like you just came from a run. So
yeah, I got a little bit of running. It's not too bad right now.
Scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the worst, 0 being.
I don't feel it right now at all.
0.
And when I was running, It's gotten better now, maybe a 3.
That's kind of the worst. It's been up to a 3.
No, the worst it's ever been in the past times that I've noticed it has probably been like a 6.
Okay.
But usually right now when I'm running, probably just because I've gotten better, it's just gotten down to about a 3,
okay.
2 or 3.
Okay. Sorry, just taking some notes here. Let's get into a little bit of the medical history of stuff, just to make sure that we're not, crossing anything. Any problems with diabetes at all?
Nope.
Past family history? Okay.
Nope.
Back issues previously?
No.
No. Okay. Any surgeries, foot and ankle?
No. No. I've had injuries to the lower extremities, but.
Okay. No surgeries, nothing.
No surgeries. No surgeries.
What kind of injuries have you had in the past?
These are way back. When I was really young, like elementary school, I've broken metatarsals in both feet.
Okay. Metatarsals, you know your stuff.
Yeah, toes. I've broken my feet, bones in both my feet here. I've had a bone bruise on my right knee.
Okay.
And then I've sprained my MCL on my left. Both of those were in high school.
Okay.
Yeah, or this one might have been junior high, this one might have been high school.
Okay.
MCL was high school, that was the last.
Do you feel like you have any weakness or difficulty with anything that like inhibits, the stuff you want to do throughout the day?
No.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, that was a little big.
No, yeah, no.
So we obviously talked about kind of running. Any other hobbies that you have?
Yeah, I do like to do a lot of weightlifting.
Okay. How does it act when you're weightlifting?
It feels fine weightlifting if I'm doing any type of like box jumps, or I've noticed that if I do like box jumps or like jump rope, like I'll do like double unders like on the jump rope. Those two things really tend to flare it up. Sometimes if I sprint, if I'm doing like sprints or like shoulder runs or something, it'll hurt a little bit, but otherwise, like lifting weights feels fine. Yeah.
Okay, so we're kind of looking more of like those explosive like moments where you're trying to do a box jump and accelerate, or get out of the blocks if you're a sprinter, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about any goals that you have coming to PT? Like, what's something that you're like, hey, this is kind of what I want out of it? Are you looking for more rehab stuff you can do at home?
I just like to try and get it to not bother me.
Okay.
when I run. It's my so the race is May 3rd.
Okay.
I'm running the Indy Mini on May 3rd, and so I would like to not have those issues going into the race day. I'm worried about. I don't want it to be shin. I hope it's not shin splints, because I feel like I may have had issues with that in the past when I ran like cross country, but I don't want it to be so bad. Like my main goal is that I don't want my pain to be limiting me to where I have to back out of the race.
Okay. So, I completely understand. Well, let's go ahead. I'm going to kind of feel around here real quick before we get started. Let's go ahead and have you lay back.
Okay.
I'm going to scooch it up here a little bit. You mind if I take your shoes off?
No. Yeah.
Really cool.
So these are my running shoes if you need to take a look at them.
Sorry that my hands are a little cold. Any pain here?
Nope.
Here? Nope. What about down in here?
Nope.
This side?
Nope.
Pain here?
Nope.
Ever had plantar fasciitis at all?
No.
Okay. Pain here?
No.
Okay. Up in here?
Nope.
Back here?
Nope.
Okay. no pain really. When you get the pain, can you kind of tell me where you kind of feel it at?
Yeah, it's usually right.
Right here.
Yeah.
Pain there at all? Right now?
No, it's good on that side.
Oh,
Yep.
right there.
Yeah, right. So go up a little bit more. Or you work your way down. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's good news. It's good news that you don't have too much pain. We can kind of localize it, so that's good.
Yeah, it's really like that. When you press like there, like it's just that one spot. It doesn't really go up, maybe down a little bit, but yeah, it's usually just right there.
Okay. Has there ever been anything, or has anybody ever suggested to you, like putting anything in your shoes, as far as like any like bracing or splints, or like even some padding for the bottom of the shoe?
No, I went to the running shoe store.
Okay.
And they did like their foot scan thing or whatever, and they said I was a little bit of they call it overpronator.
Okay.
And so like the shoes that they have me in are supposed to kind of help with that stuff.
Okay.
With whatever they found going on, but.
Okay. Since you are already kind of sitting back, let's just do some stuff. I want to do kind of a little bit of review systems for myself.
Okay.
I'll kind of elevate that bed for you, just so that you can feel a little comfortable. Is that better?
Yep.
Alright, perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of feel around. I want to see how you're feeling. You tell me if it feels normal, or if anything feels worse. I'm gonna check both sides. Again, this is gonna be kind of that normal touch.
Okay.
Okay. I want to make sure it feels normal on both sides. Go ahead and close your eyes for me.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and open your eyes. Okay, so anything weird there for you? Weird or funky? Okay. So we're good there. Let's go ahead. We'll kind of do some stuff that I want to see. Just a couple reflexes, I guess. So go ahead and spin yourself over to the side. I just want to make sure everything's good.
That was a good one.
Alright, we're good there. Good. 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 Alright, reflexes look good. Everything looks good there. Let's go ahead. Drop you down a little bit. Okay. I want you to push up into my leg if you could. Or in my hand, sorry. Good. This side. Good. Go ahead and squeeze. Good. Don't let me push again. Good. Can you raise your big toe for me? Good. Tiptoes. Good. And then go ahead and raise your whole foot up into me. Good. Don't need to push down. Alright, good there. Alright, everything looks good there, which is good. You know, we're seeing all the things that we want to see. I'm gonna go ahead and have you stand up. I just kind of want you to walk from here to the desk there. I just kind of want to observe you walking a little bit. Okay, you can come back to me. Let's do it one more time. Okay, and back. Alright, perfect. Go ahead and stay standing for us. We're gonna do some stuff there. do definitely have a little bit of overpronation with the foot.
Okay.
But, I mean, as long as we're having, we can look at the shoes. That might be something that we look at and make sure that when we're running, that it looks good. Let's go ahead. I want you to be able to do a deep squat. So we're gonna use kind of the table as a little bit of a guide. I'll make sure your butt kind of hits it. Also, there's some support behind you. But you're basically going to deep squat. As far as you go, I want to see when your heels come off the ground, or if they are at all. Go ahead and do that for me. Any pain there?
Nope.
Okay, good. Able to stand on one leg for me?
Yep.
Good. And the other? Any pain there?
Nope.
Balance is good. Okay, good. Alright. And then are you able to go up on your both tiptoes? Good. Pain there?
Nope.
Do that 5 times. Okay. No pain there?
Nope.
Alrighty. Same thing. I want you to walk on your heels if you could. So it's going to kind of look a little like this.
Okay.
We're going to walk one time down and one time back. Okay. Come on back. Alright. And then walk on your tippy toes. Same thing. And back. How's that feel? Good. Good? No pain?
Nope.
Alrighty, just to see what kind of we're doing with that back. I know you said you had some back stuff. I want you to try and touch your toes. A little tight, but hey, that's pretty good. Alright, perfect.
Alright. It's definitely a stretch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. No tingles though.
Able to kind of extend back for me? Nothing there?
Nope.
Okay. And then are you able to kind of come down? Good. Good. Everything looks normal there. Nothing to like cause concern that I would have to, lay you down and get some measurements on. So we're good there. Next, I want to make sure that you have some good stuff going on with your hips. Are you able to do some? I call them marches. Some people do like knee to chest. What I want you to do is I want to see if there's any tightness or anything like that. So just coming up here and walking forward all the way to the desk. Bang.
Nope. Just a stretch.
Just a stretch. Okay. Able to then call like butt kicks and then come back. Any pain there?
Nope.
Good flexion, good extension. Alrighty. Good. So range of motion looks good. We had good knee flexion, good knee extension there. Dorsiflexion on your way through. Plantar flexion looks good as well. Let's go ahead and have you take a seat. I'm just going to take you through a little bit, having the toe out. I want you to come up and back.
Which one?
We'll do both. Yeah, you can do left. Any pain there?
Nope.
Okay. Can you go in and out? Good. 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 So. Good. Pain there?
Nope.
Alright. I want you to go ahead and scoot back just a little bit. Perfect. I'm going to kind of push into your leg here. I'm gonna bring you out. And then I don't want you to, yep, perfect. Good, to the side. Okay. Good. Don't let me pull you out. Good. Pull you out. Good. Okay. Pain at all?
Nope.
Good. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing where we're gonna go in with the foot and out with the foot. I'm gonna try to push you the other way, okay? So go ahead and go in, don't let me pull you out. Good. Now go ahead and go out. Don't let me pull you in. Good. Go in, don't let me pull you out. Good. Go out, don't let me pull you in. Last thing I want to do, go ahead and lay back real quick. Pull you down a little bit. I want you to lay all the way down if possible. You might have to scoot a little bit. I want you to just bring one leg up into me. Good. Hang there.
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna push. Hang.
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna do the other side. Lift it up. Peg.
Nope.
Okay. Nothing in the back at all?
No.
Okay. Perfect. Alrighty. While we're there, I'm gonna kind of do a little bit of some other tests just to see what we have. You mind if I take off your sock?
Nope. Go ahead.
Alright. I'm just gonna tap. I just want to see if you feel anything, numbness, tingling, let me know.
Nope.
Nothing there?
Nope.
Nothing?
Nope.
I'm gonna move you into dorsiflexion and eversion. It's this motion right here. Just want to make sure there's nothing going on up here in the upper ankle, high ankle area. Anything?
Nope.
Okay. No. Okay, works. Alright, go ahead and stand up for me. And face the whiteboard, please. I'm just taking a look. You can just stand and relax. And it is more left-sided, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, almost fell.
So.
Okay, go ahead and face me. Pain driving?
Nope.
Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to kind of take one foot forward a little bit. Yeah, a little straddle stance. I want this foot to be a little bit weight bearing, but allow me to kind of move it, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Bring this here. Okay. And let it fall. Okay. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Sorry that my hands are over you. Okay, let me move it a little bit. So there we're just, I know sometimes it can look a little bit different like what we do. So there you have some bones in your foot. We're looking at the navicular, just seeing if it drops. So, and also when you were turned around, just being able to look and kind of see that we do definitely have a little bit of that, like that E version with the foot. So we have a little bit of that valgus force. Basically what you have, I believe, going on is you're gonna have some posterior tib tendonitis. I don't know if you're familiar with that at all. You're gonna have a tendon that's gonna wrap around that medial side of the ankle. And anytime we get a little stretch like we do right there, as you can see, even sitting down here, you kind of have that foot going that way. But obviously the ankle's coming in. So anytime we come here, we get a little bit of that stretch there. So we're over-pronating, kind of like what the shoe store that you went to. And we have that on both. So we see the ankle coming in, toes going out. That's gonna create a stretch here on that tendon. Basically, you're gonna have a little bit of swelling, a little bit of flare up, especially with running or high activity tolerance that you're trying to do. Now, is it debilitating? No. Kind of self-limiting, kind of up to you a little bit. Nothing crazy. If you could drop, that test was fine. Nothing that's gonna cause super concerns, but definitely is a little bit, something that's can lead us towards that tendonitis.
Yeah. With that tendonitis, is it something you think I can still be able to run?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the best thing for us kind of moving forward is to kind of evaluate progress in the sense of let's get some soles in the shoes that make sure that we are able to raise that arch up. So if we're able to raise that arch up, we're going to kind of pull that foot out, which is what we did with that test right there, which is going to hopefully alleviate some of that pain that you're getting on the medial side of the ankle.
Okay.
What we can also do is some exercises, maybe kind of working on some foot intrinsics. We can do some towel stuff moving forward where we're working kind of that toe grip and allowing those foot intrinsics to kind of be able to kind of strengthen the muscles of the feet as well.
Okay.
Because right now sometimes that tendon can just get stretched a little bit, especially in the position that we're in right now. But yeah, this isn't anything that we can't, kind of overcome. Any questions for me?
I don't think so. So just basically just strengthen, make sure my shoes are still good.
Yeah.
I can always take those back and make sure that I think they fit me for some anyway, so it should be
Yeah, absolutely.
helping a little bit.
Especially with kind of the toe box for sure. So shoes these days, obviously everybody has a narrow toe box, they're gonna pull those toes in a specific direction. So if we're able to get maybe a little bit of a wider shoe, allowing for a better base of support, allowing that big toe to kind of be where it's supposed to be naturally, that's something that could definitely alleviate some pain. So we have some stuff that we can do in here, obviously in PT, and then some stuff that we can do on your side of things of just making sure that the shoes are best fit for you as well.
Okay.
Any questions?
Nope.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.